it's me, Morgan.
And it's Zane.
And we're here in the Teen Makerspace. And today, for this de-stress craft, we're going to be showing you guys how to make Shrinky Dinks.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if you can even see them, this is what they look like. They're very tiny, very dinky. So we're just gonna jump right in. Okay guys, so for this week's de-stress craft, we're gonna be making Shrinky Dinks. So if you've never made Shrinky Dinks, like Zane's never made a Shrinky Dink.
Made one.
I know, and I can't believe that. I've made so many throughout the years that I've been in here, and even when I was like a very, very little kid, like maybe 9 years old, I had my own Shrinky Dink machine, so I'm pretty much a pro, so...
Yeah, you had to kind of like even tell me what these were before we started.
Yeah, so I'm like, they're really cool. So you guys should have a box of colored pencils. I think you guys have like a 24 pack, so you should have a bunch of colors. Sharpie, some type of pattern to do. Zane is going to be doing one of the pirate flags from One Piece.
Yep, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And obviously we went ahead and printed our stuff out. We just gave you guys like some already made spreadsheets for them. That doesn't mean that you guys like can't just like print something out as well and also do that.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this over top of what I'm drawing, and you want to find like what side is rough. Like you can kind of feel like this side is smoother and this side's a little more like grainy. So you want the grainy side to be facing upward because that is the part that we're gonna be drawing on. So I'm going to try to get it as close as I can because I want to have as much extra of this as possible. So I'm gonna take my cute little otter tape dispenser and just tape like the corners down here like that. There we go. So the first thing that you're gonna do is just start coloring. We're gonna do the outline last with the Sharpie. So just go ahead and start by either doing the outline of it first or just start filling it in. So actually I'm gonna start with a black outline. I think that's gonna be easier for me to see. So just start by tracing around each part of your design. So go ahead and do that. That's going to take a bit of time. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just like lifting this part up to see if I filled out all of my lines before I move on to the next part. So this was just a like rough outline with this pencil to help you like keep your place. So now I'm going to go back over with the yellow and start with that because that is the biggest section. So I'm just going to do like little circles. And this one you really need to like lift it up when you're doing it. Yellow you might have to like do it a few times because it's the hardest color to normally see. And I might even put a little bit of like orange in there to like make it pop a little bit. I need to see if I find some red real quick.
forgot about his rosy cheeks.
I know, I forgot the red. I knew I forgot something. It's like, that can't be all the colors.
Is that gonna be good enough for the yellow there?
Yeah, I think it'll be okay. Like, once it shrinks down, it like pigments the colors even more and makes them darker. So I think the yellow will be fine. If not, you can just like color on the back of it and make it like pop even more, like at the very end. So
Okay.
you can touch it up later. But I'll touch on that at the very end.
I didn't realize we were at a speed up part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Cause like I
Just
really
go.
kind of like hammered into it, but like
I know.
still doesn't really look like it's.
Yeah,
shooting up.
that's why I'm like, yellow is always such a pain.
I was gonna make
We're
a
both
joke
doing
where it
it
was
Mhm.
you're like talking about how yellow's like the hardest one. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
why you chose that one.
I
Right?
know, exactly. Yeah.
Like both of us literally have like
Yellow and black stuff.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, this is great. And I forgot. Like this peachy red, like color that he used for his skin.
his disgusting human arms.
Yeah. This face. Ugh. So creepy.
He's very, very adamant about the color of the Sonic's arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole saga where he goes. It's like
Oh, yeah?
the Sonic Boom thing, where
Okay, yeah.
they did like the redesign for Sonic,
Oh.
and they made his
yeah.
arms blue instead of the disgusting pink color,
Yeah.
and he went.
Oh my god, I cannot wait for that. I just figured he is very like particular
Yeah.
about everything, so I'm like, no surprise, like the color of his arms are important too. Actually, I think this is though, like Did your hand hurt?
It's cramping a little bit, yeah.
Mine too. It's like having use colored pencils in the middle.
I think it's just mostly me just trying to like really hammer in some of these yellow lines here.
Yeah, me too.
Like that is not really showing.
I know. Don't worry too much about it, because like we can just like color something behind it too,
Okay.
or paint it behind it. That's fine. There's ways to fix it. It's a witch. Evil cackle.
I used to always say that your blonde had a witch cackle.
Oh yeah, she did.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I definitely agree. It was funny though, because I liked hearing her laugh, because that means she's not in a bad mood.
she's a witch.
Maybe she is. She's too. I don't think she's into that kind of stuff, really.
Fine, she's a wench.
She's a wench. Fine. Wench instead. Oh yeah. I was like, why is that weird? It doesn't have black yet.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing about mine. It's like, why is that spot different? It's like, oh yeah, it's not filled in.
Yeah, that's why I keep like lifting it up a little bit, because I'm like, I'm missing stuff.
Finally, a color that isn't yellow.
Yeah, and that's how I'm feeling too. I'm like, finally, this black is
You see this color I'm shooting.
Yeah. I know, Sharpie's better, but we had to give them colored pencils because we don't have... Sharpies would be too expensive to pass out.
So I'm using gray here. How bad is this gonna look?
What do you mean?
Like, will gray show up okay?
I think so.
Okay.
I use gray for my shoes, and I can see them all right, I think. Like some of it. But yeah, it's just hard to tell until you like Shrinky Dink the whole thing.
So it's gone through the Shrinky Dink
You
process.
gotta dink it
Yeah, you
first.
gotta dink it up.
I've already dinked it up. Just already dinked before starting.
Alright, now I have to do a whole bunch of shading.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell them. Okay, so I pretty much have like all of this done, and I'm just like lifting it up so I can kind of see like if I need to fill in any more spots. Like I see part like of his ear that like I could fill in a little bit better. Even on the nose a little bit here. But yeah, just like make sure it looks all right, and then you can go back over with your Sharpie and then just like do the outlines of things that you really want it to stand out. So I might just go around like again like on some of the outlines, like the main outline, and just fill that in with black so it really stands out. Okay, so now that I have mine all done, I'm going to get some scissors and go ahead and cut this out. I'm going to peel off this tape. As you can see, it looks pretty good, like full color. Even the yellow showed up, which we want to see, because yellow is definitely worrisome sometimes. Like I see a little bit that I could get right there. Now that I have that all done, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out. So this plastic is like kind of a little weird to cut. It's not the worst thing to cut out, but I think it's easier when you just cut around it like this at first and then keep your extra, because you can always make like a bunch of other stuff with that. And then just get like pretty close to the line. It doesn't have to be exactly on the black like outline, but pretty close to it. Okay, so I have mine all cut out now, pretty much exactly how I want it. So we're gonna wait for Zane to finish his up, and then we're gonna go over to the oven and bake this. Okay, so guys, I have everything cut out, and I went ahead and put like a little piece of parchment paper down. If you have like something like a baking sheet or like a piece of tin foil, and then just put this on like a baking tray, you need to set your oven to between 300 degrees and like 350. And again, this only takes about a minute to shrink, so you're going to want to watch this the whole time. And also make sure you have parental supervision when you're doing this, because you'd still be surprised that you would burn yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in and watch him very closely, because since he's really long and has a bunch of like limbs and like pointy things here, he's going to start curling, and I need to make sure that he doesn't like curl in on himself. Which if that happens, you can uncurl him. It just takes a little bit of time. So I'm gonna just watch him really carefully here. So if you wanna get down close and check him out when he's doing that, it'll just take a minute. Oh, there he goes. Alright, so I'm gonna open it so to make sure he doesn't like do anything too crazy. Keep his little leg back here from touching the other plastic. Okay, I'm gonna shut this again. And I'm gonna let him like heat up more, because I let all of the air out. And you probably won't have to do this for all of them, just ones that are kind of long and have like crazy stuff going on. So here we go again. Kind of see that he's like really like folding in on himself now. Okay, the only thing I'm really worried about is like his ear here, but we'll see how it goes. This is why mine's a professional, because he's difficult to work with. A lot of the other ones are more round, so you won't have these issues. But just in case you do, I'll show you how to fix it. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna flatten him out a little bit because I don't want him like really folding in on himself. I'm gonna use these as kind of like pliers to open up. There we go. Push it. Okay, this should be the last go. And mine's taking a little bit more time because I made mine pretty large. So I would recommend maybe like that size. So I had something like this big or like this big. Because if you have something this big, when it shrinks, it's still going to be pretty large. You can see it unfolding now. You can see his little legs like starting to do like a little cartwheel. There we go. Looks like one of his legs is still doing something funky. Show you what I mean by that. So see how this leg is a little like it's turned the other direction than what it needs to be. So I'm gonna try to undo that safely. These are heat resistant. So I'm gonna fold that down, and he's still gonna be kind of donked up until I put him back in the oven. Okay. So hopefully after this one he'll be flat and ready to be pulled out. If you're really having trouble like me, I'm just gonna grab his little toe and flip him over and see if I can get him to do it from the other side. Oops. Hold on, guys. Fix his little broken leg. Okay, it's almost good. So close, so close.
His eyes are very haunting.
Yeah, they're like almost glow in the dark looking. It's interesting to see how the like colors work out at the end. Because I could hardly even see the yellow, but you can definitely tell he's yellow in this. Alright. Just gotta get that right down. Just having a really hard time, but it seems like every time I go back in and push it down, it helps a little bit more, so.
Looks certified fresh now.
Yeah, that does look a lot better. So you should not have to do this part, like pushing this down like over and over again. I just want mine to be like flat and look nice. Zane's will probably take way less time, and we probably won't have to do any of this crazy stuff that I'm doing right now. But just in case this happens to you, I hope it does not, but there is a way to correct what happened. So I'm going to go ahead and pull him out here and flatten him a little bit. Looks good, so yeah. Do not touch it with your hands. It is extremely hot. Don't touch the metal, don't touch the oven rack. Always have like a pair of like oven mittens or something like that, and even maybe use a pair of scissors to touch it, because you can even like after it hardens a little bit you can pick it up like with the scissors and move it around if you really need to. But I mean, so yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and put Zane's in. There we go. So this one should definitely be a little bit nicer to work with. If it doesn't start to work itself out, then you go in with scissors and pull it apart. Oh yeah, I see the problem. But yeah, you guys don't touch the hot plastic, but always use like some gloves. It's not too bad actually. But Zane does have swords, so I'm not surprised that it also did the same thing. And ours are a little bit bigger than yours too.
The swords were supposed to be unbreakable.
Well, they didn't break, luckily, this time. Flip it too, but I'm gonna do it a safe way. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta do the old flip-a-rail. Pretty awesome, I think. Very cool. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let that like cool off for a minute, but okay. Yeah, just let it cool off. Like again, this one's already like hardened and everything. I would say about like 2 minutes ish. Like it doesn't take too long to cool. It's probably already pretty much like solid. Here. Just give it like a flat push. Sure looks good, but alright. So these are what they look like. They look pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think they turned out pretty good.
Yeah, so one side is like a little shinier and then one side is like the ones that you colored on, but I love them. They look awesome. Alright guys, until next time.
See ya.
See ya.